white judge, Judge Hoyle in Gaston. She said, and my friends, my age, are going through divorces because of Facebook. Blew me away. The judge said that. She said, Facebook, I don't have a page. She said, but Facebook must be the new Antichrist. She said, because I got 4 friends going through separations and divorce through Facebook. And so the reality is that, of course, Rock Hill have their own courthouse just for males. So what did I do? I went in there, I started talking to the DJJ. They have all these people in place for a 16-year-old. You got the parole office. You got the DJJ office. You got the judge. And look at all that money that they're spending. Imagine the hours that the judge gets an hourly wage. Look at the DJJ office coming in from Columbia to represent this client. And then you also got the bail bondsman who took the boy to jail, who also got paid to get him out of jail. So you got about 9 people, really, 9 people, from going to jail to the police officer, to get out on parole, get on bond rather. Then you got to get a public defender. Then you got to go before the DA, and then you got to go before the judge. So it's about 9 people that plays a part in incarcerating one black soul. So I went in there and I told the judge, I said, you know what, Your Honor? I said, I know he done sold weed 8 months ago. I know he done sold weed again, and his urine is tainted right now. I said, but if you give me a chance to work with this young black male, I'll do 3 things. I said, this is all I can do. Number 1, I'm going to take him to the Bennettsville prison, where he'll be able to see black men incarcerated, where they have to get up at 6 o'clock. If they don't get up and eat breakfast, you don't get anything at 11 o'clock. You get that lunch at 11:15. You don't get up and eat, you won't get nothing to eat for lunch. And then dinner, not for us, it's a pleasure and a luxury for us to just go and open the refrigerator at 10 o'clock at night. My homeboy said he missed that opportunity. He said just the mere pleasure of getting up out of bed and getting some ice cream and cookies at 10 o'clock in the morning is stripped away from you in prison. Because at 6:15, if you don't get that dinner, you won't eat again till 6 a.m. Ain't no snacks, ain't no popcorn you can put in the microwave. You are in a prison. You are state property. And I told the judge, if you let him go today, I'll do 3 things. I'll take him to a prison where he can see where he's headed if he continues to sell weed. Number 2, I said I would act as a mentor for him, which means I will make sure he shows up for his parole hearings. And number 3, I told the judge, I said, we got Bobcat tickets that the city of Charlotte gives me for the last 6 years. Pat Cannon whispered in my ear, he said, go to the Bobcats arena and take him this piece of paper. And since 2006, they've been giving me tickets for the youth, underprivileged youth, kids in Chester who've never seen Kobe Bryant had the opportunity to get a bus, travel to the Bobcats arena and see Kobe live. Kids in Gaston who've never been to a Bobcats game was able to go and tell their mama they was able to see Kevin Garnett slam dunk over another basketball player. So what I'm saying, young black youth need to be exposed to certain things. Young black kids, period. I took 3 kids to the airport and was looking around. I know Tone flies all the time across the country, Monique on the shows and concerts. But I took 3 kids, Tone, and they was looking around in the airport like this. Now I was picking somebody up and I was asking them, why y'all looking like that? He said, Mr. Barnette, I ain't never been in the airport before. So just that alone, Malcolm X said that if you're living in the projects and there's 8 people in a 2-bedroom house, Michael Jackson had 2 bedrooms, I believe, in their house, maybe 3. He had Janet, Jermaine, and Tito, and Randy. She had maybe 2 bedrooms in that house on 2300 Jackson Street. And Catherine Jackson raised all 9 of those children and Joe, Crazy Joe, right? Y'all know Crazy Joe. But 2 bedrooms. So Malcolm X said that if someone's in a small area like that, in what they call the projects, he said they don't have enough time for their mind to expand. They don't have enough time for creativity. If you're trying to think about being an astronaut, you want to start focusing on reading a book and traveling to the moon, but you got your mama fussing in one end. You got your siblings around. You got all this noise around you. It doesn't give you enough time to have creative thinking going on. So that's why Malcolm X was such a genius. Because when in that prison, I tell the brothers all the time in jail, that's your most precious time. Your mother's not screaming in your ear. There's no kids. It's quiet. You might hear some sniffling. My brother told me one time, he said, John, it's guaranteed that at 1:30 at night, he said, you will start hearing men sniffling in the door. I said, what you talking about? He said, grown men. Even Tupac in his book said that he cried in Rikers Island. Now, Tupac, as hard as he is, he got shot 5 times. A couple shots went in his head, he lived. But he said he cried inside that prison. He said, but it's guaranteed around 1:30, you'll hear that sniffling all night long. You'll hear that sniffling all night long. And so in saying that, prison is not a good place to be. Jail is not a good place to be. So it's imperative that we snatch our brothers and sisters out of the jail. They got enough black men in jail now, they ain't even worried about them. Now they're focusing on women. Women are committing crimes, bank robberies. Deidre Lane shot Brother Lane coming in the door. The list goes on and on. So now the Lexington prison in North Carolina has about 2,700 women. So now not only are brothers going to jail, now we got the women going to jail. So why do I send this message out to almost 10 people? Sold out in here. Now if Oprah Winfrey was here today, this place would be packed. But I beg to differ on the fact that Oprah has never allowed 3 men to go on air, and she has not interviewed 3 men in her last 20 years. So I love Oprah's savvy and her business savvy, but I got a problem with Oprah Winfrey not allowing Minister Farrakhan, who's right down the street from Harpo Studios. She never gave him an hour on her show in over 20 years. But she can have smiling Will Smith and the genius of Denzel Washington on her show. Al Sharpton, if he comes on there, he's talking about Gina 6, but why, Oprah, why didn't you sit down for Al? Sit down with him for about an hour, talk about what he went through when his daddy left him. And he was struggling in the projects on government welfare. And the mother would have to deal with the DSS code worker coming by the house, looking in the house, and say, you must have a man in this house, because this house is clean. And Al got mad at the age of 9 and said, Mama, why didn't you cuss that lady out? DSS worker was getting in the car and pulling off. Al Sharpton was still mad, because y'all know Al a little off the edge a little bit. He was still mad looking out the window wanting to get that lady, but he couldn't. He was 9 years old. He knew he couldn't physically do anything. He said, Mama, why didn't you get that lady? For saying that there was a man in his house. Even Al at the age of 9 knew that that lady, his mother, was being disrespected by the DSS worker. And his mother quickly said, she said that DSS lady is right. She said there is a man in her. The man's name is Jesus. So in saying that, today, that's a reality. There's small numbers here now. And Channel 9 told me to take pictures of y'all today so I could email it back to the station. Because even the recession, Mr. Welcome, even the recession is affecting the trucks, Tony. Right. Channel 9 told me the gas, the budget is so low. They said, Mr. Barnette, we come to your MLK service every year, but the gas, that's how bad the recession is. Y'all even talk to you? They don't even want to bring the trucks to your county. How bad is that? How bad is it that I got 9 friends with college degrees, and I can call them on Monday morning, and they're on Facebook, Tom, just poking people, sending pictures. For 6 hours, I had nothing to do on Facebook. And I'm just totally blessed because I dropped out of college, and I can't stop my phone from ringing. Kansas next week, after that, Georgia, somebody gonna get beat up in Charlotte, Salisbury blowing my phone up. Tell them who called me while we was en route. What college was that?
Oh, Fayetteville.
Fayetteville. Can you stand there, please, and tell them what happened? Who can you tell them? Go ahead, one of y'all tell them what happened. Miss Reporter, she's reporting.
Oh, okay.
Just give me an idea of what happened.
It's basically, hello, basically,